Boundaries: anterior, epiglottis; posterior, intra-arytenoid fold of the mucous membrane; lateral, aryepiglottic fold of the mucous membrane. Within the laryngeal cavity, two pairs of the folds of the mucous membrane extend anteriorly from the arytenoid cartilage to the thyroid cartilage. The upper folds are produced by vestibular ligament and called vestibular folds or false vocal cords. The space between vestibular folds is called rima vestibuli. When the vestibular folds come together, they prevent food from liquids entering the larynx and air from leaving the lungs as when a person is already breath. The lower folds are produced by the vocal ligament and vocalis muscle and called vocal folds or two vocal cords. They extend from the middle of the thyroid angle to the vocal processes arytenoids. The space between the right and left of the folds is called rima glottidis. The rima glottidis is the narrowest part of the larynx.
Now we had discussed about intrinsic ligament and membrane. The intrinsic ligament and membranes are the part of a broad sheet of fibroelastic tissue which forms the inner tube of the laryngeal cavity outside the mucous lining. This fibroelastic tube is however interrupted on each side by the sinus of the larynx. The part above the sinus is called quadrate or quadrangular membrane, and part below the sinus is called cricovocal membrane or conus elasticus. Cricovocal membrane. Cricovocal membrane extends upward and medially from the upper border of the arch of the cricoid cartilage. Its upper edge is free and attached anteriorly to the posterior surface of the thyroid cartilage and posteriorly to the vocal process of the arytenoid cartilage. It is slightly thickened to form the vocal ligament. The fold of mucous membrane over this ligament forms the vocal cord. Vocal ligament. Vocal ligament is made up of yellow elastic tissue and extends anterior or posteriorly from posterior surface of the thyroid cartilage to the vocal process of arytenoid cartilage. Quadrangular membrane. Quadrangular membrane extends from side of epiglottis to the arytenoids. Its lower edge is free and attached anteriorly to the posterior surface of the thyroid cartilage above the cricoid thyroid membrane and posterior to the lateral surface of the arytenoid cartilage in front of muscular process. Its lower edge is thickened to form the vestibular ligament. Vestibular ligament. Vestibular ligament is made up of fibrous tissue and extends anterior-posteriorly from posterior surface of the thyroid cartilage to the lateral surface of the arytenoid cartilage.
Subdivision of the laryngeal cavity. Laryngeal cavity is divided into three parts by two pairs of vestibular and vocal fold. The laryngeal cavity have three parts. First one is supraglottic compartment. It extends from laryngeal inlet to the vestibular fold. Second one is glottic compartment. It extends from vestibular fold and lamina of the thyroid cartilage. Third one is infraglottic compartment. It extends from vocal fold to the lower border of the cricoid cartilage.
This is the muscles of larynx. For the muscles, we have two groups, extrinsic group of muscles and intrinsic group of muscles. Now, intrinsic group of muscles, we have first vocalis, second transverse and oblique arytenoid muscles, third lateral cricoarytenoid muscle, fourth posterior cricoarytenoid muscle, fifth thyroarytenoid muscles, and sixth last one is the cricothyroid muscle. Now functions of this muscle. First, vocalis. Vocalis is responsible for fine tuning of voice, so it tenses the vocal cord. Transverse and oblique arytenoid muscles and lateral cricoarytenoid muscle, they are the adductor of the arytenoid. Posterior cricoarytenoid. Posterior cricoarytenoid muscle is only abductor muscle of the larynx, so it abducts the arytenoid. Thyroarytenoid. Thyroarytenoid relaxes the vocal cord. First, vocalis muscle. Vocalis muscle is the detached medial part of the thyroarytenoid and lies within the vocal fold, just lateral and cranial to the vocal ligament. Vocalis muscle is arise from the thyroid angle and anterior part of vocal ligament and inserted into the lateral surface of vocal process. It is supplied by the recurrent laryngeal nerve. The segmental tension of vocal ligament helps in the modulation of voice like the fingers of violinist. Then posterior cricoarytenoid muscle. Posterior cricoarytenoid muscle is a triangular muscle which is arise from the posterior surface of the cricoid lamina lateral to its medial ridge. After origin, the fiber pass upward and laterally to be inserted into the back of the muscular process of the arytenoid. It is also supplied by the recurrent laryngeal nerve. The posterior cricoarytenoid abducts the vocal cord. Then cricothyroid muscle. Cricothyroid muscle is only muscle which is situated outside the larynx. It is a small fan-shaped muscle. It arises from the anterolateral aspect of the cricoid. After origin, its fiber pass backwards and upwards to be inserted into the inferior cornu and adjacent lower border of lamina of the thyroid cartilage. It is supplied by the external laryngeal nerve. Its contraction makes the thyroid cartilage to tilt slightly downward and forward at the cricothyroid joint, thereby lengthening and tensioning the vocal cord. It is also helped in adduction of vocal cord. The whole thyroid cartilage can move downwards and forwards over the cricoid, like the visor of knight's helmet.
क्रिकोथायरॉयड मसल ये क्रिकोइड कार्टिलेज और थायराइड कार्टिलेज के बीच में अटैच होती है. इट इज़ अ मसल ऑफ द लैरिंग्स विच लाइज ऑन द एक्सटर्नल सरफेस ऑफ द लैरिंग्स. इट इज़ अ स्मॉल fan shaped muscle which arise from the anterolateral aspect of the cricoid. You can see in this figure. After origin, its fiber pass backwards and upwards to be inserted into the inferior cornu and adjacent lower border of the lamina of the thyroid cartilage. It is supplied by external laryngeal nerve. You can see in this figure. Its concentration makes the thyroid cartilage to tilt slightly downwards and forwards at the cricothyroid joint, thereby lengthening and tensing the vocal cord. It also helps in adduction of vocal cord. The whole thyroid cartilage can move downwards and forwards over the cricoid like visor of a knight's helmet. Vocalis muscle ये vocal cord के साथ अटैच होती है. It is the detached medial part of the thyroarytenoid and lies within the vocal fold, just lateral and cranial to the vocal ligament. It arises from thyroid angle and anterior part of the vocal ligament and inserted into the lateral surface of the vocal process. You can see in this figure. On its concentration, the anterior part of vocal ligament tenses whereas its posterior part is relaxed. It is supplied by recurrent laryngeal nerve. The segmental tension of vocal ligament helps in modulation of voice like the fingers of violinist. Venous drainage of the larynx. The veins draining the larynx accompany the arteries. These are first superior laryngeal vein, which drains into the superior thyroid vein, and second inferior laryngeal vein, which drains into the inferior thyroid vein. You can see in this figure.
Mucous membrane. The mucous membrane of the larynx is closely attached except over the posterior surface of the epiglottis. True vocal cords, corniculate and cuneiform cartilages where it is firmly adherent. The whole of the laryngeal cavity is lined by ciliated columnar epithelium, except the anterior surface and upper part of posterior surface of epiglottis. Upper part of aryepiglottic fold and vocal folds which are lined by stratified squamous epithelium. The mucous glands are distributed all over the mucous lining. Nerve supply of the larynx. So we have two nerves. First is superior laryngeal nerve, second is recurrent laryngeal nerve. Superior laryngeal nerve has two branches, one is external, second is internal. External is only supplied to the cricothyroid, where internal gives sensory branches to the supraglottic region. Then second, recurrent laryngeal nerve. We have recurrent laryngeal nerve. It supplies to all intrinsic muscles except the cricothyroid, and then it gives sensory branches to the subglottic region.
Clinical correlation of nerve supply. First, damage of external laryngeal nerve. If it is damaged, there is some weakness of phonation due to the loss of tightening effect of cricothyroid muscle on the vocal cords. Second, damage of recurrent laryngeal nerve. It is often damaged accidentally during the partial thyroidectomy. A. If damaged unilaterally, the vocal cord on the affected side lies in paramedium position between abduction and adduction and does not vibrate, but usually the other cord is able to compensate and phonation is not much affected. The normal vocal cord moves freely even cross the midline to meet the paralyzed vocal cord. B. If damaged bilaterally, both the vocal cord lies in the paramedium position with consequent loss of phonation and difficulty in breathing. Third, damage of both recurrent and external laryngeal nerve. If the recurrent and external laryngeal nerve are involved on the both sides, the vocal cord are further abducted and fixed due to paralysis of all intrinsic muscles of the larynx. This is known as the cadaveric position of vocal cord or rima glottidis.
Arterial supply of the larynx. The arterial supply of larynx is as follows. Above the vocal fold by superior laryngeal artery, a branch of superior thyroid artery. Below the vocal fold by inferior laryngeal artery, a branch of inferior thyroid artery. Rima glottidis has dual blood supply.
Lymphatic drainage of the larynx. The lymphatic from above the vocal cord drain into upper deep cervical lymph nodes. Below the vocal cords drain into lower deep cervical lymph nodes.
Clinical correlation. Safety muscles of larynx. The posterior cricoarytenoid muscles are only the intrinsic muscles of the larynx, which abduct the vocal cord to allow the entry of air through the rim glottidis in the respiratory tract below it. When posterior cricoarytenoid contracts, muscular process of both arytenoid cartilage rotates medially. As the result, the vocal process rotates laterally, abducting vocal cords, provide wide diamond-shaped opening of the glottis. If posterior cricoarytenoid are paralyzed, the abductor muscles of the vocal cord take the upper hand and the person might die due to the lack of air. Hence, the posterior cricoarytenoid muscles are called safety muscles of larynx. Heimlich maneuver. It is performed as follows. First, stand behind the victim, pass your arms under his arm, place the hand in front of the victim's epigastrium, with one hand formed into a fist and the other hand lying over it. Now give 3 or 4 abdominal thrusts direct upwards and backward. By doing this, the residual air in the lungs is squeezed up in the trachea and larynx with the force, dislodging foreign body and thus relieving laryngeal obstruction, choking. The foreign body is expelled itself or removed. Correlation. Laryngocele. If air pressure in the laryngeal sinus is raised too much, as in the trumpet player, glass bowlers, or weightlifters, the saccule dilates to produce an air-filled cytic swelling called laryngocele. The laryngocele may be internal when it is located within the larynx or external when distended saccule herniates through the thyrohyoid membrane and comes out of the larynx.